left Pattaya last year and I never looked back. I know many people that have already left and many more planning to leave soon. Pattaya is just not what it used to be. It's a dump now if you ask me. It's gone downhill and I can't ever see it recovering. After talking to a lot of friends and expats that have left Pattaya, and also including some of my reasons, here is a list of why I think people leave Pattaya or some just fail to make it work there. Number 1. Too much temptation. Pattaya really is a place where you could lose everything if you are not careful. The bars, girls, drinking, and late party nights, they never stop. Every day there is a weekend. It's easy to fall into this trap, even if you think you have a lot of willpower. You wake up late, you recover, you go back out, and you do it all again. If you are on holiday or just on a short trip visiting Pattaya, then it's not really a problem, as you will be leaving soon. But living here, doing this every day, can take its toll on you. You tell yourself it's just for fun, but days turn into weeks and so on. You see it happen to a lot of guys. They start off having the time of their life, then they end up broke, tired, and wondering what happened. There's temptation everywhere you look. Girls are smiling at you, the streets are filled with bars, people partying on a Monday afternoon like it's New Year's Eve. It's fun, but it wears you down if you don't have limits. This place doesn't give you breaks. If you want a night out, the city is ready for you every single night. And that sounds great until you realize you haven't done anything else for weeks. Some people handle it fine. They can party, sleep it off, and get on with life. Others can't. The constant nightlife becomes their only focus. You see guys burn through money, health, and sanity trying to keep up. It's a dangerous kind of freedom. Nobody tells you to stop. Nobody cares if you overdo it. You have to know when to pull back on your own. If you've got a weak spot for the booze, the girls, the bars, this place will test you. You either control it or it controls you. Moving to Pattaya full time can be good, but if you don't have any willpower and you can't say no to a night out or a message from a bar girl, then you might be in for a bit of a wild ride. Number 2, the scams and the overcharging. Tourist scams are still a thing, and Pattaya has plenty. Taxi drivers who refuse to use meters, jet ski owners blaming you for fake damage, or bars padding your bills for drinks you never had. It's not every place, but it happens enough that you need to stay sharp. People act like Thai people are the friendliest people in the world and wouldn't harm a fly, but it's really not true. Like everywhere in the world, you have good and bad people. Pattaya runs on tourism, and some people make a living taking advantage of anyone who looks lost or new. You pay extra just because you are foreign, and that's normal here. Once you've been around for a while, you start learning what things should really cost, but it takes time and a few rip-offs to figure that out. It isn't all bad. Most people are good people, but the bad ones really stand out. You learn to check your bills, agree on prices before doing anything, and walk away if it doesn't feel right. That's how you survive there without getting drained. It has to become second nature. The longer you live there, the better your radar gets. You start spotting these tricks early. But still, it's tiring and it's annoying. You always have to keep one eye open. You can't fully relax the way you would in a quieter place. It's part of the Pattaya package really. Cheap fun mixed with the constant need to watch your back. No matter how long you live in Pattaya, you will always be a farang in their eyes, and someone will always be trying to pull one over on you. Number 3. The noise. Pattaya is loud from morning until night. Motorbikes, music, traffic, construction, and parties all blend in together. It really never stops. You can live in a quiet area, but in the city, it's like nobody ever sleeps. Some people get used to it, others can't stand it. If you came here for peace and quiet, you're gonna struggle. Walking Street, Soy Bacau, and Beach Road, they never rest. Even at 3 in the morning, there's noise coming from somewhere. If it's not music, it's someone yelling or revving a bike. It's not aggressive, it's just non-stop. The city feels alive 24/7, and that kind of life, not everyone is built for it. The traffic adds to the madness. Bikes flying between cars, nobody really following rules. It works somehow, but it looks like mayhem to anyone that is new. If you want calm, you need to live further out, Jomtien or the outskirts. But even then, you will still hear a bit of the city's nightlife. That is the trade-off for living in a place that never shuts down. You either learn to tune it out, or you move somewhere quieter. Next, we've got the visa stress. Staying long-term sounds easy on paper, but visas can be a big headache. The rules change often, and what worked yesterday might not work tomorrow. You need to keep track of paperwork, bank balances, and renewal dates. Mess something up, and immigration will let you know fast. It's not impossible to manage, but it is stressful. Some people use agents to handle everything, but that will cost you a bit extra. Others do visa runs every few months, crossing the border just to reset their stay. It's tiring, and it can feel like a full-time job. Thailand's immigration system isn't built for people who live in a grey area, so you have to play by the book if you want to stay out of trouble. Even retirement visas, there are hoops to jump through. You need money sitting in a Thai bank, and you have to prove that every year. If you're working online or living off savings, it can get really messy. You can't just disappear into the system anymore. The rules get stricter every few years, and that keeps everyone a little bit on edge. It's the price to pay for paradise. Most people put up with it because the lifestyle is worth it, but nobody enjoys dealing with immigration. It's one of those quiet annoyances that comes with living here long term. You get used to it, but it never becomes fun. Next is shady people. Pattaya attracts every type of person, including the ones you'd rather avoid. There are good people, of course, but there's also a crowd of scammers and troublemakers that arrive there every day. Some target tourists, others go after expats who've dropped their guard. The scams range from small tricks to serious cons. You've got dodgy bar girls, local pickpockets, and Ferengs pretending to be helpful just to line you up for a scam. Everyone's friendly at first, but some of them see friendliness as an opportunity. Then there's the expat scene itself. Not everyone's who they claim to be. You meet people with wild stories about how they made their money or what they used to do, but most of it is just talk. There's always a few dodgy foreigners trying to scam other foreigners. The kind that look for easy marks, whether it's money, favours or trust. Once you know the signs, you spot them quick. You keep your circle small and you avoid the drama. Most people mind their own business, but Pattaya will test your judgment sooner or later. Next, the bar girl drama. Anyone who's been in Pattaya knows how messy it can get with bar girls. What starts as fun and simple often turns into drama for a lot of guys. For some reason, guys fall for a girl that they have just met in a bar. thinking it's something real, and before they know it, they are spending money, dealing with jealousy, and getting dragged into constant arguments. It's not everyone's story, but it happens more than most want to admit. Bar girls are smart, and they know how to read people. They see loneliness a mile away. They'll make you feel special for a while, but once money gets involved, things change really fast. It's not about love, it's business. The problem is, a lot of guys forget that part until it's too late. If you stay long term, you need to learn to keep it casual. Be polite, be respectful, but keep your distance as well. Pattaya gives you every kind of entertainment, but it doesn't always hand out happy endings. 100% of the time, the girls in the bars are working, and if you always remember that, then you should be fine. Next is alcohol burnout. Drinking culture is everywhere in Pattaya. Every night is a reason to go out, and every bar feels like it's waiting for you. It starts off fun, but it does catch up with you because drinking here can be cheap and constant. You see people who've been drinking for years, still sitting in the same seat, the same bar, with the same story. It's easy to get dragged into that routine without even realizing it. The hangovers get worse when you're doing it day after day. You start skipping meals, losing energy, sleeping weird hours. It does creep up slowly. Most guys say they're just relaxing, but the truth is, some are just trapped in a drinking loop. When you get to Pattaya, just look around and see what heavy drinking does to people over time. Bad health, no focus, and quickly running out of money. Nobody tells you to stop because everyone else is doing the same thing. The trick is to treat it like a choice and not a lifestyle. A few nights out are fine, but once it becomes your main activity, you start losing track of everything and you'll soon be leaving, probably with an empty bank account. Relationships. A lot of relationships here never go deep. Everything feels temporary, and I'm not just talking about relationships with bar girls. People come and go constantly. Tourists leave, expats move on, locals switch jobs and disappear for months. You meet people fast, and you lose them just as fast. It's part of the lifestyle, but it gets lonely if you're looking for something real. Many connections are built around convenience, like drinking buddies or casual dating. There's nothing wrong with that, but it rarely turns into a long-term friendship or relationship. You end up with plenty of people to spend time with, but not many to rely on. Locals keep their guard up too, especially around foreigners who treat everything like a holiday, and it's hard to blame them. Trust takes time, and most people don't stay long enough to earn it. Finding a real serious relationship with a girl in Pattaya is also harder than it seems. I mean, anyone can get a relationship with a girl here, but the relationship being a genuine and legit one, now that's another story. If guys are looking for a relationship here, and they are on holiday, then they will settle for a holiday girlfriend, knowing that it has a price tag and will end as soon as they get on the plane. Most of the time, that's what the girl wants as well, nothing long-term or serious. Living here is different though, when you are trying to find someone to connect with, as most girls in Pattaya are just looking for money, which I can't blame them for either. Those that work normal jobs, live normal lives, normally already have a boyfriend or husband, so you really do have to be lucky to find a genuine relationship here. Something serious and long-term is hard to come by. Next is a healthy lifestyle. Pattaya isn't known for a healthy living. Between drinking, eating street food, and sleeping or partying all hours, most people end up in worse shape than when they arrived. It's not the city's fault, it's the environment. Everything here makes it easy to overdo things. The cheap booze, the late nights, the heat, the food, it all adds up. Gyms and healthy food do exist, but it's hard to stay disciplined when everyone around you is relaxing or partying. You tell yourself that you will go to the gym tomorrow, then tomorrow never comes. The Pattaya lifestyle is great until it starts showing in your waistline or your blood pressure. The weather doesn't help much either. The heat kills motivation to exercise during the day, and the nightlife kills it at night. You end up doing less without even noticing. Then one day, you realize you've gained weight, sleep like crap, and feel worse than you used to. Pattaya gives you the freedom to do whatever you want, but it's up to you not to let that freedom wreck you. Next is the weather. The weather is great most of the time, but the heat can hit hard. Some days it feels like walking through a sauna. You sweat just from breathing, and the humidity makes it worse. Even short walks can feel like hard work. If you are not used to this type of weather, or you are from a cold country, it takes time to adjust. Locals handle it like nothing's wrong, but newcomers usually melt for the first few weeks. Every condo, bar and shop has air conditioning, but step outside for 5 minutes and you are drenched again. You drink more water than you ever thought possible, and cold showers become a thing. But joking aside, you really do have to learn to live with it, because there's no escaping it. Some people love the heat, others hate it. Next is people are going to judge you. Pattaya has a reputation, and it sticks whether you like it or not. Mention the city to anyone who's never been, and they picture bars, girls, and a lot of shady tourists that all travel there for one reason. It doesn't matter if you live quietly, work online, or just enjoy the beach. People back home will assume what you are there for. You get judged before you've even said a word. The reputation comes from years of headlines and crazy stories. It's not all wrong, but it's not the whole picture either. Pattaya has decent people living normal lives, but the nightlife overshadows everything. You tell someone you live here and they give you that smirk. It does get old and annoying very fast. Some expats even stop mentioning where they live to avoid the reactions. Others just don't care. Even inside Thailand, other cities look down on Pattaya a bit. It's known as a place of fun, the adult Disneyland. You learn to ignore it eventually. The people who live here know the truth. It's not just bars and parties, it's home. But that outside judgment, it never really disappears. It's one of those things that you live with quietly because you know it's just never going to change. Next, the rising costs. Pattaya used to be dirt cheap. Over the years, prices have crept up. The rent, the food, and the stuff you get up to in the bars all cost more than they used to. It's still cheaper than the West, a lot cheaper, but the gap is closing. What felt like pocket money 10 years ago now feels like a normal spending. It's not killing anyone, but the difference is noticeable. When people are willing to pay more, locals will charge more. You can still find cheap places if you know where to look, but you have to look harder now. The biggest rise I notice is the rent. Condos that used to cost 8,000 baht now go for double. Bars charge more for drinks, street food has gone up, as well as transport. It's not enough to drive people away, but it's not the bargain paradise it once was. If you are living off a fixed income or savings, you start noticing the change. it is still good value, just not as effortless as before. Next is overdevelopment. Pattaya keeps growing, but not always in the best of ways. There's always new condos, malls, and hotels that go up every month. Construction never stops. You'll wake up one morning to find a building site next door that wasn't there last week. All that construction makes the city feel cramped in one place. The atmosphere that made Pattaya relaxed is getting chipped away a bit at a time. The noise from construction becomes part of daily life. It's the drilling and the trucks and the dust. It's endless, and it gets really annoying when you live close by to a site. Even quiet areas end up changing. You find a nice place, you settle in, then a new tower starts going up behind you. It's progress, but it feels like the city is being rebuilt every year. Okay, next is petty crime. Petty theft happens everywhere in Pattaya, especially late at night. Phones, wallets and watches, they go missing when people let their guard down. It's not violent crime most of the time. It's quick hands in busy areas. The mix of drunk tourists and crowded streets makes it easy pickings for thieves. Police don't always chase small things like that, so you are mostly on your own. You learn fast to keep things in your front pocket or around your neck. You don't have to be paranoid, just aware. Keep your stuff close, don't flash cash, and avoid acting like a lost tourist. The more you look like you belong, the less likely anyone tries anything. Pattaya's not really dangerous, but it rewards a little bit of common sense. Now we've got boredom. I know this one sounds a bit crazy in a place like Pattaya, but let me explain. Yes, there is a lot to do in Pattaya. There's golfing, sightseeing, and all that other stuff. But what if that really isn't for you? A lot of men get bored here, and the best way to cure boredom in Pattaya is to go straight to the bar for another night of drinking and chatting with bar girls. If you find yourself getting bored often, that is going to turn into an expensive mood to be in. But even with the nightlife in Pattaya and how great it can be, live there long enough and even that starts getting boring. Of course, there are many different bars to go to and new places to drink, but all the girls are the same. You'll still be saying the same thing to them and hearing the same stories from them. It gets boring real fast. So no matter how fun and crazy Pattaya looks from a holiday point of view, living here you can get very, very bored, especially if you don't want to drink. And finally, it's hard to leave. The biggest con of all is that Pattaya traps people. Not in a bad way at first, you just get comfortable. The easy lifestyle, the bars, the women, the sun, and freedom make it hard to walk away. You tell yourself you'll stay for 6 months. Next thing you know, it's been 2 years. You will meet people who planned to go home years ago, but they never did. Some can't face the thought of going back to cold weather and high bills. Others, they just drift about and they stop planning altogether. The city makes you soft if you are not careful. You stop pushing yourself. You stop saving, stop thinking ahead. Every day feels fine until you look back and realize time has flown by. It's easy to get stuck in that loop. Leaving Pattaya isn't hard physically, it's hard mentally. Once you've tasted that type of life, it's tough to go back to reality. That's the quiet trap that the city sets. Not the girls, not the bars, but the comfort. And that's it really from me. Will I end up getting bored? and going back in the future? Possibly. Do I think Pattaya will ever change and be the city we all once knew? I very much doubt it.